So please try this particular caselet. At least try to make the skeleton that you can form out of it, and then we'll start the discussion of it. So were you able to form the skeleton?
Somewhat.
Okay. So let me just discuss with you. So this is a particular topic which talks about nothing fundamental is being required out here. What do I mean by that? It doesn't require any background knowledge or something like that. It just require the basics of reading English and writing it into a particular format which you can remember by for a longer duration of time, right? So that is the whole concept of doing these particular caselets first, because these caselets, the 10, 12 caselets that I'll be doing, they all are exact CAT questions, which we are discussing with you. At the same time, this would not require any prerequisites, so it will be easy for you to understand in the first go itself. Every caselet would teach you a lot of things that you can remember by in solving new caselets or new particular passages that comes your way for the coming days and in the actual examination as well. Okay, so the first lesson I want to teach you here is the concept of skeleton making. Okay, so skeleton making is the first concept that you should learn. Okay, what do I mean by that? Skeleton making means that whatever data, whatever information is being provided to you, you should learn how to convert it in the form of data, or convert data into the form of information such that you can remember it for a longer duration of time. Okay. So now this concept talks about, let me discuss with the help of this question. Rinku goes to Delhi Food Fair, held in this particular thing last Sunday. He takes an entry ticket to the sweet and the namkeen section. Okay. So there are two sections we are being talked about. One is sweet section and the other is namkeen section. We can write here also. Relatively, we have more space here. Sweet section is there, namkeen section is there. Okay. Now, it talks about this section of the fair has 4 stalls. Okay. So these are 4 stalls we talked about. HM, that means high mirchi, mirchis, okay, mirch masala, and mirch rasoi. Okay. So these are the 4 stalls being talked about in this particular caselet. Okay. Okay, perfect. So these 4 stalls had 16 sweet and namkeen items among them to sell. So in total, it has some 16 items. Okay. Some of them would be namkeen items, some of them would be sweet items. As of now, nothing is being told to us. Okay. And these shops sell different number of sweet and namkeens. There were a total of 9 sweets. So this is a data being provided to us. 9 sweet and 7 namkeens in the offering. Were you able to fill in this particular fashion?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So this is the first step of skeleton. This is called skeleton making the framework of the question so that further on it becomes easy for you to place the thing in the right manner, in the right spots. Okay. Now,
Sir, would it make, like, I have framed it, like, I have taken the 4 stalls on the top and the
yeah,
sweet
that
and
doesn't matter. No
on the
issues about
side.
that. That doesn't matter. You can make the rows, column rows. Obviously, we are 2 different individuals, so these 2 methods can coexist. No issues with that. Okay. If you want me to make in that particular manner, I can do that as well. Okay. Do you
No,
want me?
no, this is fine.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
So namkeen items available in the fair were. Okay. So what are the name of the namkeen items is being mentioned here, and the sweet items name would be mentioned somewhere here. Okay. So namkeen items were K, L, M, N, O, P, and Q. Okay. And talking about the sweet items, they were R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Okay. So these were the 9 sweet items and the 7 namkeen items being talked about. Okay. Now, up till here, whatever you note is called the skeleton of the question. And this part of the question is called a skeleton because you can change the complexion of yours, you can change n number of things about your face, your body, everything. But the skeleton remains the same. Okay. Skeleton of every individual remains the same. Then that is a logic. I call it a skeleton method. Okay. So this portion remains constant irrespective of whatever happens in the question. What is the question being given to you? Anything and everything can change, but the skeleton remains the same throughout the question. Okay. Why I'm saying that, I'll explain it to you when we move ahead in the question in this particular passage and the coming passages as well. Okay. Now, the following information also available. These informations will also remain constant. No issues about these as well. Okay. For each stall, Rinku purchased different number of sweet and namkeen combined. Okay. So that means this total, this X, Y, Z, and W, these values are different. Okay. X is not equal to Y or Z or W. Similarly, no particular value is same as the other value. Okay. This is what the first statement talks about. P is the only namkeen item available at the particular stall. The same is true for Q also. That means in a particular stall, if there is a P, there's nothing along with it. If there's a Q, there's nothing along with it. Okay. As far as the namkeens go, there may be more sweet items, but the namkeen item will remain this only. Okay. Mirch Rasoi has more namkeen to offer than Hai Mirchi. Which is a conjunction. You know about the W conjunctions? You know about conjunctions first?
Yes, sir.
What is a conjunction?
The joining the word
Right,
that joins two
right.
sentences.
So what is the rule about conjunctions? What are two types of conjunctions which are there?
One type is which, who, where,
Right,
and
right, perfect. Right. So which the W conjunctions are which, who, whom, whose, and so on. Uh, and these are joining sentences. That means if these two different sentences is being made out of this particular sentence, then what would it would be? After which conjunction, whatever is being talked about is being talked about the second noun, not about the first noun, but the second noun. That means here the first noun would be Mirch Rasoi. Here the second noun would be Hai Mirchi. So that means whatever is being said after the word which is for the second noun. Okay. If instead of which the word would use would have been and, as, but, however, all these words, then whatever is being said would be said about the first noun. That means, okay, for this particular question, what do we mean? That means Mirch Rasoi has more namkeens to offer than Hai Mirchi, which did not have any sweet to offer. Okay, so that means this particular thing, this particular thing is being said about the namkeen items, but this particular HM, the second noun, does not have any sweet to offer. So HM, Hai Mirchi, doesn't have any sweet to offer. Nothing. Okay. You can use epsilon here, which means a null set. Now, Mirch Masala had only V, Y, and Z to sell. Now, has only V, Y, and Z, and V, Y, and Z, all three of them, V, Y, and Z, all three of them are sweets, right? So that means Mirch Masala will only have V, Y, and Z to sell, nothing else. That means no namkeen is there to sell. Is it clear?
yes, sir.
Okay. Coming to the next part, now just see the information being talked about namkeens. There's a statement here about namkeen that P and Q, wherever they will come, they will be single. Nothing else will be there. Is it true? The second statement being said about namkeen is MR is supposed to have more namkeens than HM. And also, we are being told that MM doesn't have any namkeen. So that means the three stalls HM, MZ, and MR. These three will have namkeens. Okay, these three will have namkeen. If P is coming here, Q is coming here. I don't know which of them is which, but if P is coming here, Q is coming here, then all the other namkeen has to go to the third one because P and Q are coming alone only. Is it true?
Yes, sir.
So can and obviously if the three stalls will have only one namkeen, or let's say one and two, one and one, two, the other is five. Okay, so this is the combination that is going to be there about the namkeens,
Yes, sir.
and because MR has the maximum number of namkeens, that means MR will have five namkeens and HM will have one namkeen. So we will give all the five namkeen items to MR apart from P and Q. So that will be K, L, M, N, and O. So these five namkeens would go to MR, and the other two namkeens, which is P and Q, would be if P is here, then Q is here, and if P is here, then Q is here. Is it understood now?
Yes, sir.
Good. Now, coming to the next part. The number of stalls selling sweet was less than the number of stalls selling namkeen. Okay. So the number of stalls, number means hash. The number of stalls selling sweets is less than the number of stalls selling namkeen. Now, we know the namkeen selling stalls are three, right? These are three
Yes.
stalls which are selling namkeen. So the number of stalls selling sweet should be even lesser than that. So what is the maximum value which can have sweet items? Two
Two.
or one. These are the only two cases which will be there, because there cannot be a zero here, because we already have which has these three items. So zero sweet items selling stalls can number of stalls selling sweet cannot be zero because we have one of them. Even this is not possible. Why so? Because if V, Y, and Z are gone, V, Y, and Z are gone, then other than V, Y, and Z, there are still 4 plus 2, 6. 6 items which are there to be sold, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So there has to be one stall at least which would be selling these number of items, these 6 items also. Is it true?
Yes.
Perfect. So that means there will be two stalls selling sweet items, and 3 stalls are already there who are selling namkeen items. Now V, Y, and Z here. So that means the number of stalls selling the number of items being sold at are 3. Okay, because no updation has to be there. Similarly, the number of items we sold at HM will be 1. Right? Now, we are not sure about MZ and MR as of now. Now, P is not sold at the stall which had maximum items to offer. If now what is the option I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I can give 6 items. This will have 0 sweet items. This will have 3 sweet items. And this will have either 6 items of sweet, and this will have 0 items of sweet, or this will have 6 items of sweet and this will have 0 items of sweet. Are these the only two cases? If this
Yes.
is the case, then this stall will have one item only. And if this is the case, then this stall will also have only one item to sell. And it was told to us that the individual values of the total item we sold at every stall has to be different. Wasn't it told? It was
Yes.
told now. So that means this stall cannot have 0 items to offer. So this stall cannot have 6 items to offer. So what will be the case? That this stall will have 0 items to offer as far as sweet items are concerned. So the number of items we sold here would be 5 in totality. And this stall will have all the other 6 items to offer, which are R, S, T, U, W, and X. Right? So 6 items here and 1 item here, so 7 items here. Right? And which is the stall selling most of the items? Maximum number of items? This. The
MZ.
stall selling 7 items, which is the maximum number of items. And what is the line being told? Statement number 6, that P is not sold at a stall which has maximum items to offer. Right? So that means P is not sold here. That means Q is not sold here. That means P would be sold here and Q would be sold here. Is it information clear? No.
Yes, sir.
Now, the next line being is which is being mentioned here is Rinku purchases all the 16 items by the end of the day, and each item is available at only one stall in one single piece. Okay, so every item is available in only a single piece, and Rinku is going to purchase all of them. Okay, now the next line the next line we mentioned to us is further. It is also known that the items K to Z had prices in rupees equal to 1 to 16. Okay, right? So how many items are there? 16. We already know that there are total items are 16. And the costing of them is also 1 to 16. Okay. So similar, what we can do is we can just put the values next to where it is supposed to be. Okay. So let me use another color so that it becomes clearer for you. Okay. So K being the minimum. So K is of 1 rupee. K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, UV, W, Y, sorry, W, X, Y, and Z. Okay, so this is the values which are mentioned to us now. Now, coming to the question. At a certain instant, if Rinku had purchased 4 items at random, 4 items being purchased by Rinku collectively from Mirchis and Mirch Rasoi, then which of the following cannot be the amount he has to pay for those 4 items? Okay, which of these cannot be? The word here to be underlined is cannot be. Okay, now we need 24 rupees. Okay, is 24 rupees possible? You can make cases. I am sure it would be possible. Okay, what is the method to make it? Just take the maximum values first. 14 rupees and let's say 13 rupees. So that would not be logical, because 14 rupees and 13 rupees itself would become 27 rupees, which is even larger than 24. Not possible. So give a scope of let's say 3 here. Or let me take 1 and 2. Take 1 maximum value and 2 minimum value. So 14 plus 1 plus 2 would be how much? 17. And what is remaining now?
10.
14, 1 and 2, and 10 is remaining. Is 10 there? Yes, 10 is there. Where we have to see for 14, 1, 2, and 10, we have to see only in Mirchis and Mirch Rasoi. Okay, so Mirchis 10 is there? Yes. Mirchis 14 was there? Yes. And 1 and 2 were there in MR? Yes. MR also we have to take now? Yes. So this
Yes.
is possible. If this is possible, then first option cannot be my answer, because we have to find out which of these can be nahi, which of these cannot be. Okay. So the next part is 33 now. So try to take 33. Now in 33, you can take 14 and 13. So 14 and 13 gone. That would make it 27. After 27, I need how many values? 6 more. So 6 more can be found by 5 and 1. 5 and 1, 2 or 4, multiple options, right? So 33 is also a possible value. So 33 also will not be my answer. 38, last option 38. So similarly, taking 14 and 13 again, 27 is taken now. After 27, we need 11 now. So for 11, if I take a 10 and 1, 11 would be taken care of. Yes, it would be taken care of. Is it understood? That means 13
So,
also.
sir, we are not restricted to just two items from MZ and just two items from MR. We can take any combination, three items from
Where it is
MZ.
mentioned here, add random, the word used here are add random and collectively. So we have to take some from here and some from here in any particular fashion. Okay. So that is the only thing.
But one from each is compulsory.
Uh, ideally, ideally. Okay. Because otherwise it will not become collectively. Okay. So if I say that collectively you have to do something in your projects, also it happens now. We are supposed to pair with a pair of 5 members we have to make, right? So the teacher will say that you 5 have to do this particular project, and once the project is done, then the teacher asks, what did you do? What did you do? What did you do? What did you do? Okay. So if it means collectively, and one person says, I did not did anything, I did not do anything about this particular project, then obviously it is not considered right. Okay. So something you have to do. You put a pin on it, or then also it's okay, but you have to do something. Similar to that, the next question is, Rinku has already purchased all items of Mirch Rasoi, High Mirchi and Mirch Masala. Okay. And the two cheapest items of Mirchis. Okay. When he runs out of money. Okay. So if you see this particular question, so he two cheapest items of Mirchis. Okay. So he two cheapest items of mirchis would be costing 7 rupees and 8 rupees. So 15 rupees he has spent here, and everything else here, because there's only one item here, so the cost that he would be incurring would be 6 rupees only. 12, 15 and 16 would become how much? 31, 43, I guess. And 5 plus 1, 6, 6 plus 6, 12, 12 plus 3, 15. Okay. So collectively, how much is the expenditure being made? 15, 15, 30, 43 plus 6, 49, 49 plus 30, 79. So in total,
79.
he is spending 79 rupees. Right? So 79 rupees he have already spent. And what is the total money if he require in order to purchase all the items, all the 16 items? We have to add 1 plus 2 plus 3 up till 16, because these are the consecutive terms. The sum of the first n terms formula should be known to you, which is n into n plus 1 upon 2. Do you remember this formula? Do you know this formula?
Yes, sir.
You have to use that. So what would be 17 8s are 56, 8 plus 136. Okay. So 136 is the amount that he required originally. 79 he had, and so the difference he would borrow from his friend. Okay. So what is the amount that he has borrowed from his friend? If this value was 80, so what will I do? 56 plus 1, 57. Okay. So that means he borrowed 57 rupees. Is it okay? Now, the amount that his friend lends him, that is 57, as a percentage of, after the word of, whatever comes, you have to take it in the denominator. amount had already spent amount was 79. So what is this value? Okay, this is something we need to calculate. Now, for such a calculation, what we have to do, we have to assume 79 to be 100 percentage, and then try to reach near to 57. Okay, so the options which are given are very close to 70%, 80%. So let's find out what would be 80%. Okay, so for that I took 20% value, and if I subtract 120, I'll get 80%. Right now, 20% would be divided by 5. 100 divided by 5 is 20. Similarly, 79 divided by 5 would be 20%. So that would be 5 ones are 5, 29,
15.
15, 25, yes,
Point two.
point
Oh, sorry, 0.8.
8, yes. Now this is 79.0, right? If I subtract these two values, what I'll get? I'll get a point 2 here, I'll get 3 here, and I'll get 53.2. Okay, so the answer is supposed to be, okay, this value is 63.2. Okay, this value is 63.2, which is more than 57, right? So we have to take 70% now. So what would be 70%? Further reduce 10% out of it. So you'll get 70% here. Now, if 100% is 79, then 10 percentage would be, just divide this by 10. So divide this by 10, you'll get
7.9.
7.9.
Yes.
Okay. So how much this would be? 0.3, I guess. And I will be left with
55.3.
55.3. But my answer is supposed to be more than this. So more than 70% and less than 80. So more than 70%, so this is not the answer. Less than 80, so this is not the answer. Okay. Now we have to, what 55.3 we've already got. 55.3 and 57 will have a gap of 1.7, right? So we have to get to 1.7. So now, if 10 percentage was 7.9, can I say that 1 percentage would be 0.79?
Yes.
So 2 percentage would be the double of that. So 9 2s are 18, 7 2s are 14 plus 1, 15. So 1.58 we got. So that means if I add 70 percentage with 2 percentage, so 72 percentage, little more than that should be my answer, because I was supposed to get 1.7 more. I got 1.58 more. So I'm just 0.12 close from my answer. So that means more than 72 or very close to 72. Only one option is there, that is the second option. Is it understood?
So here we take the estimated
Yeah,
values, like the
approximation we
whole
can do
values. Yeah.
depending on the options that we get. Right? We are we are only 0.12 away from the actual answer. So even this would not be called very grave or very gore kind of approximation that we did. Okay. Or you can also say, see, 2% is 1.58, isn't it? So if 2% is 1.58, can I say what would be 0.2 percentage? It would be divide 1.58 by 10. That would be 0.158.
0.1.
Right? So we were 0.12 away. So that means the answer would be even something lesser than 72.2. Something lesser than 72.2 and more than 72, obviously. So we even got even closer to the answer. Or if you want to find exact, so what is 72.15, you can also do that also. No issues. You will get 57 only. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Next, the fair organizing committee decides to give offers wherein if someone purchases any two items from a particular stall, he gets one more item on his own choice from that stall as a free gift, irrespective of the price of that item. What should be the minimum amount Rinku should carry so as to purchase all the 16 items? Okay. So did you understand the question?
So if he purchases at like two items minimum from a particular stall, he
from a
gets
particular stall, right?
uh from a okay, so the stall is specific.
Has to be same. Has to be same.
Okay.
Then
So
he,
then
then only he will get the third item as free.
yeah.
Okay. So if it is this option is given to you, okay, I say uh, there are 16 items kept in front of you, okay, and all of them cost 1 rupee, 2 rupee to 16 rupees. And if I give you an option to pick any two items and the third item that whatever you want, irrespective of the cost also, two items you choose, the third item you will get as free. So, what would be the first instant reaction of yours? Which item you would like to pick first?
The items that are the cheapest,
Yes, you will pick 1 rupee item and 2 rupee item, which are the cheapest, and demand for the most costly item.
the costly, yes.
है ना? You will demand for the 16 rupees item. Okay. Right? So that is what he is supposed to do in this particular question. But the only point which is of difference here is they have to be from the same stall. Okay. So the issue here would be he has to spend 6 rupees because that offer would not be applicable here. Because the minimum items that you have to purchase are two, right? Then only you will get the third item free. So Hayamichi says that I don't, this offer is not applicable to me because I have only one item of 6 rupees. Okay. So you
Yes.
will have to purchase this item. Now, in the second item, second stall, he will try to purchase the 7 rupee and the 8 rupee item and get the maximum item, which is 14 rupees free, right? The first step.
Yes.
Then what he will do? Then he will purchase the 9 rupee and the 10 rupee item and demand for the 13 rupee item.
14 rupee item.
But then he has to purchase the 11 rupee item also. And he would be told that now the items are finished. This offer would not be applicable anymore. Is it understood?
Yes, sir.
Similarly, here what he will do, he will buy the 12 rupee item and 15 rupee item and demand for 69 rupee item as a free item. Isn't it?
Yes.
Here what he will do, and all the items are finished after that. So no more item purchasing here. So 1
No.
rupee item and 2 rupee item he'll purchase and demand for 5
5
rupee
rupee
item,
item.
3 rupee
Yes.
item and 4 rupee item he will purchase. And then
But
5
there's
for the
nothing.
last item. But that stall owner will say, I don't have any item to sell. So how can I give you anything? Is it
Yes.
understood? So if you'll add all of these values, you will get your answer. Okay. Let's spend more time on the concepts rather than adding the values, right? This you can do yourself. Is it understood?
Yes, sir.
Now, the next thing. If the absolute difference between the number of items sold at any two shops be D, the number of items sold at any two shops, okay, the difference between the number of items sold at any two shops. So, one shop is selling one item, the other shop is selling three items, one is selling five and one is selling seven. Not in any particular order, but this is the order, right? Now, what all values D can take? If I take the difference with 1, so D can have the value of 2, the number of items. With this,
Yes.
D can have the value of 4. With 1 and 7, D can have the value of 6, isn't it?
Yes.
Now, taking 3 and 5, because 1 and 3, the difference would be 2 only, right?
3 and 5 also it's 2.
3 and 5 also 2. 3 and 7,
4.
4, right? Now 5 and 3,
2.
5 and 1,
4.
4,
5 and 7, 2.
5 and 7, 2. Similarly, 7 and 1, 6,
6.
7 and 3, 4,
4.
7 and 5,
2.
2. Okay. Now, then the absolute difference between the maximum and minimum distinct pair of stalls for which D has the same value. So D has the value 2, D has the value 4, D has the value 6. What is the frequency of 2s here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. What is the frequency of 4 here? 1, 2, 3, and 4. What is the frequency of 6 here? Only 2. Okay. So what is he asking us? Then the absolute difference between the maximum distinct pair of stalls for which D has the same value? 2. Oh, sorry, maximum is 6. Right? And the minimum distinct pair, minimum would be 2. So what is the difference between 2 and 6? 4. And that would be your answer. Is it clear?
So, sir, how did we decide on 1, 3, 5, and 7 specifically?
We took, no, we didn't decide on that manner. We said the number of items we sold are 1, 3, 5, and 7 here. 1, 3, 5, and 7.
Okay, okay, okay.
So I took the one difference I took with 3, with 5, with 7. Then I took
Okay,
3 difference with 1, 5, and 7, and so on.
got it.
Okay. So 4 will be the answer. No, 4 will not be the answer because we missed on this particular word, absolute. Okay. The word absolute is given by. Otherwise, it would have mentioned difference only. Absolute means if you have already taken the difference of 1 with 3, now you cannot take a difference of 1 with 3, 3 with 1,
3 with 1.
right?
No repetition.
No repetition. So what would be your values? 1 with 3, 2, 1 with 5, 4,
4,
1 with 7,
6,
6. Now 3 with 5, 2,
2,
3 with 7, 4,
4,
right? Only these two options will be there.
and then 5
1
and 7.
2,
2.
and 7. With 7, I can take no difference. Understanding?
Yes, sir.
Good. So now here 2 is coming 3 times and 6 is coming only 1 time. So the maximum frequency of 2, maximum frequency is of 2, which is 3, and the minimum frequency is of 6, which is 1. So the difference of 3 and 1 I have to take, which would be 2 and
2.
not 4. And this is the question in which most of the students did an error. Understanding my point?
Got it, sir.
Because of the word of absolute here. Clear? Can we move ahead? Did we discuss this question? I guess not.
No, sir, this we haven't.
Okay. Try to form the skeleton of this one then.
Sir, I've made the skeleton.
Okay. Let's start the discussion now. So it is talking about several lecturers from 4 disciplines were there, which is physics, maths, chemistry, and bio. They were shortlisted. Okay. They were to attend a recently organized faculty conclave. All applicants were classified into 5 age groups. Okay. They can either be young, middle-aged, senior, stalwart, or retired. So the rows and column will have what all values? What all elements, I should say?
The 4 subjects, physics, chemistry, maths, and bio,
Right.
and the age group of the lecturers.
Perfect. So we can have the subjects here, P, C, M, and B. And then the grand total here. Then we can have young, middle age, senior, stalwart, and retired. Here we can take, right?
Yes, sir.
There will be one total here also and here also. Okay, one total here and the other total,
Yes.
which I already wrote there. Okay, so this would be a skeleton. For the conclave, not more than 2 lecturers of a particular age group and particular discipline were selected for representing a discipline. So, what is the maximum value which can go here? 2, isn't it?
2.
So, 2 can have the maximum value in each of them if I have to take something maximum.
Yes.
Okay. So, by that logic, 2, 4, 6, and 8, 8 can be here the maximum value. Okay. So, if I have to take the grand total, it can either be 8 into 5, 40, or it can be 2 plus 2 plus 2
Yes.
plus 2 plus 2, 10 into 4, 40.
40.
Okay, this is the maximum that can happen, right?
Yes.
And we are using this data. I'm explaining it to you in this particular fashion. Why? Because of the next line. This says initially the maximum possible lecturers were shortlisted. So initially, what was done? We selected 40 people. Is it clear?
40. Yes, sir.
Right. So initial selection was of 40 individuals. Now, can you frame the equation of the next portion and give me an answer that how many were shortlisted? The next is a simple equation question.
25.
Very good. Right? What is the equation that you form?
Half of 40 is 20 and 5 more than half, so
Very good.
25.
Exactly. Okay. So in total, 25 were selected because the next line says, however, only five more than half of them were selected and they finally sat on the conclave. So 25 of them sat for the conclave. Is it clear now?
Yes, sir.
Now, if 2 lecturers were excluded from the retired, okay, so there will be some particular number in each one of them for every position. Okay, so if it's saying if 2 lecturers were excluded from the retired lecturers, okay, so if the retired value is small r, and if we don't take 2 of them, okay, then the number of seniors and stalwart is one each. Firstly, the word uses each. That means senior and stalwart will have same number of individuals. Okay, each is one less than the number in each of the other 3 age groups. Okay, so if in the senior values is A and A, okay, now this A and A each is one less than each of the other 3 age groups. That means this would be one more and this would be one more, isn't it? Similarly,
So, how did we determine that senior and stalwarts are the same?
yes, by this line, the number of senior and stalwart each, okay, each one of them is one less than the number in each of the other 3 age groups,
Okay.
right? So if this is one less than each of the other 3, that means this would be A plus 1 and this would be one more than that, isn't it?
Yes.
And even this would also be A plus 1. But what would be A plus 1? R
R
minus 2.
minus 2.
Yes. So if R minus 2 is A plus 1, can I say what would be R? A plus 3.
A plus 3.
Very good. So this value would be A plus 3. With the help of this data, we can form our equation. Okay, a plus 1 plus a plus 1 plus a plus a plus a plus 3. So how many a's are coming? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5a plus how many extra values is coming? 1 here, 2, and 2 plus 3, 5. So 5a plus 5 is 25. Can I say this? Is it understood?
So
Hmm.
the A values we are taking for the people who were selected for the conclave.
Yeah, everything now onwards would be only for the final selected people. Okay, whatever is being observation 1, 2, 3, 4 is being talked about the selected lecturers, not for the
Yes, sir.
shortlisted lecturers. Okay, those individuals who finally sat in the conclave. Every information now onward would be for them only. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So these values would be fulfilled then. A plus 1, 5, a plus 3, 7. Is it clear now? This much is clear?
Yes.
Perfect. The total number of lectures in physics, chemistry, and bio put together is a square of an integer. Okay. So what is saying? That PCB is a perfect square.
Yes.
Okay. Now added with maths is 25, that we already know, right?
Yes.
So what all values, I shouldn't write A here, something extra, something else, sorry. If B I'm writing here. So what all values can B take? B can take the value to be 1.
So how did we take 25 square?
Sorry, not 25 square. It is incorrect. It is 25. It is 25. It is 5 square basically.
5 square, yes.
So PCB can have 1 because 1 is also a perfect square. Then maths people have to be 24. But that is not a
Yes.
possibility because the maximum individuals which can be here was 10, isn't it? Because of the rule which was there initially. If not more
Yes.
than 2 lecturers of a particular age group were selected only, that means 10 peoples were selected, 10 peoples were, shortlisted basically. Okay. So 10 people were shortlisted. Out of those, if some of them are coming, so can that value be more than 10 or more than 2 in any of these rows or columns?
No.
Right. So by that logic, we come to know that this value cannot be 1 and 24. Can this be 4 and 21? That will also make a 4
No.
as a perfect square? No. Can this be 3 square? 9 and 16? No.
No.
Can this be 16 and 9? Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Can this be 25 and 0? Again, not possible.
No.
Right? Because, why? Because,
There has to be a minimum of 2
right?
in each.
No. When it is mentioned minimum of 2 is required.
We took 2 in each block, and that is how we came down to 10 and 8.
Yeah. So if this is 10, this is 10 and this is 10. So maximum 30 value can come here. Only 25 is coming here. So 0 can come here. No issues with that as of now.
Yes.
Right? But ideally, this is a more logical or feasible kind of answer. So let me just put 9 as of here as a first case. If that doesn't work out for us, then we can go back. Okay, if 9 is coming here, so 9 is being selected individuals out of 10. That means every value can be maximum 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. That means, and 9 is coming. That means in most young, middle age, senior, stalwart, or retired, 4 of them would be 2, 2, 2, 2, and only one of them would be 1, isn't it?
Yes.
That was another extra information that we got out of it. Okay. Coming to the next statement, there's no biology lecturer who is middle age. So middle age, biology lecturer, 0. Okay. Or stalwart. Biology, stalwart is also 0. There is no physics lecturer who's a senior.
Uh,
Yes, tell me.
oh, middle-aged or stalwart. Okay, okay.
Right? There is no physics lecturer who is a senior. Okay. Every other discipline is represented by at least one. So at least one, each one of them has to be there. At least one everywhere has to be there. And if this is true, then automatically this option would be gone, which you were already saying it is gone. But because of this line, it is gone. Are you understanding?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Because maths people, minimum value would be 5. Maths minimum would be 5 for sure. So 0, it being 0 is not a possibility. Next line says, Rocky and Platy are young physics lecturers. So young physics lecturers, value is 2.
So this is confirmed because there cannot be more than two.
Right? It cannot be more than 2. And even the young whole data is complete for us because 2, 3, 4, and 5. And 5 was supposed to be a total value here. Right?
Yes, sir.
2 more values have to come here. 1 more value has to come here. 1 more value has to come here. And 3 more values have to come here. Isn't it? Because
Yes, sir.
of the total values. Okay. So this is the complete data that we were able to get. Okay. So 2, 3, 4, and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And 1, 2, and 3. So it is supposed to be 16, but as of now we have got 13. So 3 more values have to be put somewhere or the other. Right?
Sir, but here, like we had written down that two more values are required for maths and one more for senior and one for stalwart.
Mhm.
So that makes it
Very good, very good. You are reaching to a very good
so
point.
four. That makes it four of a total that are required and three in retired.
3 retired years. But what are you saying?
So a total of seven have to be
Yeah,
there.
4 is already there, so 3 has to be here. I was thinking you are getting to another point. Uh, Let me just put one point more. Can maths data be filled up? See,
Yes.
we required one value to be lesser than 2 in one of these, and we have already got that particular value, which would be lesser than 1, lesser than 2,
Yes.
sorry, and that would be young only because that this value is already fulfilled. So that means each one of these has to be 2.
Yes.
So 2, 2, 2, and 2, that would make a 8, and this one would make a 9. And now when 1, 1 is gone, so that
Mm.
means senior is already fulfilled and stalwart is already fulfilled. And now middle age will have one space, 2, 3, and 4. One is left here, and 1, 2, 4 plus 1, 5. So after 5, only 2 is left here. Is it fulfilled now? Is it understood now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, the middle age part can either go to physics or chemistry, because this is fulfilled with a 2 and this is for sure 0. So it can either be 1 or 2 here, or 2 or 1 here. Vice
But
versa,
physics is already full
1, 2.
because of 5.
No, 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 no. This is not the total. What we got till then the total. I was just mentioning it here.
Okay.
Okay. This is 3. Okay, this is also not 3. This can be 3 or 4, because that extra 2 can go here also. Okay. For serial solver, all of these values are fulfilled. These values are fulfilled and complete. This is 1 or 2 and 2 or 1. Now this is also fulfilled. 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 So when we have to have 2 of them, now this is also fulfilled. Okay. These 3 values, 1, 1 and 1 value, 2 of them can get a 1 extra, 1, 1 extra. Is it understood? So it can be 2,
Yes.
3, 4. See, 2 plus 1, 3 is fill. Okay. It can either be 1 or 2. This can also be 1 or 2. This can also be 1 or 2. Okay. Only 2 of them can be 1 or 1, 2 and 2, and one of them has to be a 1. Which of them we don't know. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Now, if the now every question with that starts with the if, that means we have to take it as a case only
Condition.
for this particular question, not more than that. Okay.
Yes.
If the number of physics lectures is greater than the number of chemistry lectures, okay, then which of the following is not possible to determine? Okay. Did you read the question properly?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now let me take you here. Now let me take you to the back of the question. Okay. So I just copy pasted the data so that we can see the data here and start solving it along with. Okay. If the number of physics lecturers is greater than the chemistry lecturers, okay, how can that be? See, 2 here, 1 here, 3 is for sure. If this is, or even I should say, 2 and 1, 3, 4 and 1, 5. 5 is there for sure. If both of them will get
Yes.
1, 1 extra, there can be 7. Okay. Else, 5, 6, or 7 are the 3 options, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Similarly here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 5 here are there for sure.
5, 6, or 7.
5, 6, and 7 here. Now, 6 and 6 data gone. One of them has to be a 5 and one of them has to be a 7. So that means this has to be a 7, this has to be a 5. Because if both of them would become 6 and 6, they would become equal, but they are supposed to become physics more than chemistry, isn't it?
Why can't they become 5 and 6
Why can't they become 5 and 6? Very good logic. They can become 6 and 5.
or 6 and 7?
6 and 7. How? Physics has to be more, na?
Yeah, so 7 and 6.
7 and 6. 7 and 6. Okay. Okay. So these are three options we have to consider as, at least. Okay. Now, this being 7, this being 5. What are the possibility? This being 7 means this will be 2 and this will also be 2. Right? And this would be 1 only and this would also be 1 only. Then only 7 5 case will be there. Right? If this would be 2, this would be 1. Then this would be how much? This, because this 2 more have to be given, so this would be 2 as well. Right? Is it understood?
Yes, sir.
So if I talk about PCB and PC and B data, and here only middle age and retired, these are the two portions to be fulfilled. Now in this case, this would be 2, 1 and 0 anyways, and this would be 2, 1 and 2. So I just noted down this case here. Is it clear? Now, if the second case
Yes,
has to
sir.
be there, then how will that be? 6 and 5. 6 and 5 means this is 1 and 1 for sure. And this data is getting only one extra value. So one extra
Yes.
value, it can get here or here.
But uh,
Yeah, tell me.
it won't fulfill the condition for the total in either of the two
It
cases.
can if this is 2 and this
Hmm.
is also 2. So 2,
But
4.
it's not fulfilling for middle-aged because that will be 1.
Very good. This being
So
1 and 1 is a possibility. 1, 1, 2 and 2, 4.
no, this won't fulfill.
This won't fulfill the possibility, right? So 6 and 5 case gone.
Okay.
Now, talking about the last case, it being 7 and 6. 7 automatically means this would be 2 and 2 for physics. This would be 2 and this would be 2
Yes.
and this is gone. If this is 2, this has to be 1.
1.
Okay. This is 2, this has to be 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Then this also will
Has
have to
to be
be
2.
2.
This has to be 2.
Yes.
So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 2, 6. So 7 and 6 case taken here. So if both of them would get 2 and 2, this has to be 1
This
only.
will be 1. Yes.
Yes. So the next case for this one, for the PCB part, would be 2, 1 and 0. And this would be 2, 2 and 1. Is it
Yes.
clear? Now, which of the following is not possible to determine? Okay. What we cannot determine for sure, which is not common in both of these things. Now, the number of middle-aged physics lectures, in both the cases, it is coming out to be 2 and 2 only. So this is something we can determine.
Yes.
This will not be my answer. The number of retired physics lecturers are also constant in both the
Cons.
scenarios. So this is also something we cannot determine. The number of middle-aged chemistry lecturers, middle-aged chemistry lecturers.
That is possible because it's 1 and 1.
Yeah. So that means this is all will also not be my answer. The answer would be all of these. Now, even though it is looking like all of these is the wrong answer because it should be none of these, but not possible to determine. All
Because we have an option of 1 and 2 in all of them.
right.
So that is
Okay.
why.
The which of these cannot is not possible to determine? The answer should have been chemistry retired people are not. We will not be able to determine. Biology retired people will not be able to determine. These two will not be able to determine. Everything else is for sure determinable. Is it clear now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that was a 14 question for you. Talking about a 15 question now. What can be said about a total number of physics and chemistry lectures put together? Physics and chemistry lecturers put together. Now, this can be 5, 6, or 7 that we already discussed. 5, 6, or 7 that is already being discussed with you. Okay. In both the cases that which were there, what were the cases that we took out? 7 and 5, and the
7
last
and
one,
5, 7 and 6.
7 and 6 is the two things that we got. So this can be 12, this can be 13. The summation of these two. Okay. It is less than or equal to 12? No. It is more than or equal to 12? Yes. Equal to 12 or more than that? Okay.
Only,
Only 2 would become my answer.
yes.
Clear? Next, if Candy is the only retired chemistry lecturer, then which of the following is certain? Candy, I don't, well, it doesn't matter who is Candy. Candy is the only retired chemistry lecturer. That means this value is 1. This value is 1.
1.
Automatically, this value would be 2. And
And the other
would
one
be,
also.
would be 2. Right? And if he's the only one here, so then this is 2. So 2, 3, 4, and 6. 6 already there. So, and we already discussed this cannot be 6 and this cannot be 1, 2, 3. So, the two cases, let's take the two cases. This can either be 1 or 2 and this can be 2 or 1. So, by that logic, the physics and chemistry part can be 2. If this is 1, this is 0, this is 1, and this is 2. One case. This is 1.
Yes.
If this is 1, this has to be 2. This is
Yes.
1, 1, and 1. Okay. So 2, 4, and 6 here. And 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 here. Okay. Now the 6 case is possible, right? Because this
Yes, sir.
condition that,
The physics greater than chemistry condition is not there.
yeah, but this was for question number 14. We leave
Yeah.
it there only. Okay.
So
For this,
now it's not applicable.
very good. So now it would not be applicable. Is it true? This is the first
Yes.
case, right? The second case of physics and chemistry. This is
2,
2, this is 1.
2.
Okay. If this is
Yeah.
2 and this is 1, this is 0, this is 1, this is 1, this is 1, and
2 and
this
1.
is anyways 2 and 1 only. So 2, 4, 6, and 7, and 5. 7, 5 case was already there with us,
Yes, sir.
right? So this was the data about young, middle age, senior, stalwart, retired. Okay. Cases 1, case 2. Okay. Now, talking about, sorry, which of the following is certain? Which of the following is certain? What are the certain things? 2, 1, 2, 1 common?
Young physics, chemistry,
0,
and
1, 1, 1
senior.
common? Even then, all these things are also common.
Yes.
Okay.
Senior, stalwart, and retired.
Yeah, everything related to them would be common only. Okay. Oh, okay. The only thing matter is the middle age part. Okay. There's one middle age, retired. So there's one middle age physics lecturer, one middle age physics lecturer. In case 1, yes, but in case 2, no. So what is it? Is it certain? No, it is not. There are 2
No,
middle age physics lecturer, 2 middle age physics lecturer.
not
In
certain.
this case, yes, but in this case, no. So not certain. There's one retired biology lecturer, one retired biology lecturer. Actually, it is something which is surely uncertain because there will be 2 biology lecturers has to be there. So this is also
Yes.
not certain. There are 2 retired biology lecturers. Yes, this is certain.
Yes.
Understood?
Yes, sir.
Now coming to the next part. Which is the combination? Which of the following? Which of the combinations is not possible? 2 retired physics and 2 retired chemistry. 2
It is
retired
possible.
and 2 retired chemistry, which it was possible, right?
It is possible.
Which we took us but certain case like that. Okay, so this is not the answer. It is possible. 1 retired physics and 2 retired chemistry.
That is also possible.
Okay. One retired physics and one retired chemistry.
That is not possible.
Because both of them, if it will become one and one, so one
Yeah,
and two, two plus two, four. This has to be three. Biology people have to be three, and that is not possible at all.
yeah,
So this would become my answer. Understanding?
yes, sir.
Now, this would be a next question for you. It is a Sudoku based question. So this particular question talks about. I'll just explain it to the explain it to you. The question I'll not solve the question for you, but you should take it the screenshot of that and try to do it yourself. I am sure you will be able to do it. Right. So the first instant or the first word that you should focus right now is the word consecutive. Right. So what do we know by the word consecutive?
The numbers are in an order, like consecutively occurring one
After the
after the
other, right?
other.
Right. So they are one after the other. So the first number that you can see here is 13, isn't it? The
Yes,
last
sir.
number that you're seeing is 28.
Yes.
So first thing that you should be doing is count the number of numbers from 13 to 28. How many numbers are there from 13 to 28?
16?
Very good. So what is the formula that we use for counting the number of numbers? It is last term minus the first term upon common difference plus 1. You know this formula?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is a concept of arithmetic progression where nth term or the last term is a plus n minus 1 into d. With the help of this, we can say Tn minus a is equals to n minus 1 into d. With this, we can say Tn minus a upon d is equals to n minus 1. And we can also say that Tn minus a upon d plus 1 is equals to n. So this is the formula I was just stating. What is Tn? The last term.
The last term.
What is a? The first term. Upon the common difference plus 1 is equal
One.
to numbers.
Here, the common difference will be one only since the numbers are
Very
consecutive.
good. Because the common difference would be 1, thereby the formula would become last term minus the first term plus 1. So 28 minus 13, 15, 15 plus 1, 16. So these are the 16 numbers we talked about. That means A, B, C, D, and so on up till L. A to L values would take up the values which are
14 to
14, 15.
27.
16 is already gone. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, it is already gone, 26 and 27. So A to L values would be amongst these only, among these 12 values, right?
Yes.
A few of these numbers are already shown in the boxes. Remaining 12 numbers are denoted by this. The number are filled in the boxes in such a manner that the sum of the numbers in the boxes of any row, any column, any diagonals are this. 13D, I, and 28 is a diagonal. 16E, H, and 25 is a diagonal. Okay, is the same. So this is the next important point. Okay. Now
So
what
we can make a formula from this.
what would we you think about?
Sorry, the equation. So 13, 13 plus A plus B plus 16
Hmm.
is equal to 16 plus E plus H plus 25.
Okay.
And also 25 plus K plus L plus 28 will also be equal to the two terms.
Yes. Just think about rows only, and then say what would each row, each column, each diagonal be equal to? Can you formulate that? Can you formulate what would be each row, each column, each diagonal sum be?
But it will only be in terms of alphabet.
Yeah.
So that will simply be 13 plus A plus B plus 16.
Mhm.
and C plus D plus E plus F, then G plus H plus I plus J,
Mhm.
and 25 plus K plus L plus 28.
Yeah, but what would be the relation between each one of them? The
They
four
are
lines,
all equal.
they are all
The
equal.
sum.
So if this summation
Yes.
is x, so this summation will also be x.
Yes.
This will also be x.
Yes.
This will also be x.
Yes.
So the summation of these would be 4x.
Yes.
And you also know that all, if I've taken 4x, that means I've taken all the numbers from 13 to 28, isn't it?
Yes.
So by that logic, that can you say that the sum of these 16 terms would be 16 upon 2, 13 plus 28? Because what is this in arithmetic progression? The second formula is sum of n terms, which is n upon 2, first term plus the last term, or it is first term plus the last term formula. A plus A would become 2A plus n minus 1 into D. I'm sure you have learned this formula.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Might be the first formula that I wrote was not known to you, but the second formula was known to you, right?
Actually, both of them, when the last term is known, then we use the first formula, and
Very
when the last term isn't, then we use the second formula.
Very good, very good, perfect. Right? So, because we know the first term is 13, the smallest term, and the largest term is 28, so we can simply do this. So, 8 into 13 plus 28 would be how much? 41. Would be equal to 4x.
Yes.
So, can I say that each row would be equal to 82?
Yes.
So, if this summation is 82, this summation is 82, this summation is 82, this summation is 82, right? This summation of this column is also 82. This column summation is also 82. This column. Okay. This diagonal summation
Diagonal.
is also 82.
Yes.
This diagonal summation is also 82. Okay. So my only suggestion to you now would be, obviously you can see here that if 13 plus A plus B plus 16 is 82 and 25 plus K plus L plus 28 is 82, can you say A plus B is how much?
82 minus 29.
Yes. And similarly, K plus L would be how much?
82 minus 53.
Yes. So when you have got this particular data, okay, 29 and 53 have got the data. So you can see what all options of A and B will be there, what all options for K and L will be there. Similarly, this data is also known that D plus E plus I is equal to 60. And if you use this equation here, that you already know that 13 plus D plus I plus 28, 13 plus D plus I plus 28 is 82.
82.
So you know the value of D plus I. And if you will put here the value of D plus I, you will get the value of E.
Yes.
If you get the value of E, you will get the value of H.
Yes.
So get these values, use, see what can be A and B options. What are the options for A and B? What are options for K and L? Make cases out of it. Okay. After you have got the value of E, you will get the value of D also, I also, okay, H also. With these data, now try to solve the question. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So I think I was able to make uh, some logic as of now. Okay. I'm not sure. I'm not giving the answer out loud, but I want you to work on this. Okay.
Yes,
I'll
got it.
also share with you the next caselet, I guess. Okay. Just take the screenshot of this and try to make the skeleton of this as well.
Oh,
Okay. And we'll meet in the next class where everybody will be there, and then we'll move ahead with the discussion